Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for Bitcoin price prediction based on Elliott Wave analysis. This is the daily analysis where we're gonna dive a little bit with the possibilities and what it might happen for Bitcoin, starting on the daily here where we have our bull run 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 finished wave 1 potentially here as higher possibility, and that because of course yesterday we have confirmed 80% a bearish market is going to unfold, and that because of the failure of breaking this base channel and getting one more wave 5. Therefore, higher possibility here is that we are in a wave 1 finished as a 5 waves already, and all what we had after it is a bear market in an expanding flat here, an A, a B, and a C toward the downside to create a wave 2 here. The wave 2 might be, of course, an aggressive move downward for a wave 2, reaching, of course, the support area, which is around the 67 and the 78,000 for Bitcoin, and start, of course, the push towards the upside again for a massive wave 3 in a new bull run towards 200k. If we dive deeper inside this move toward the upside, we can see clearly that this is currently is a potential finish 3 ways toward the upside, and then we start to move impulsively downward. We can be here in a double 1, 2 already, and we're looking for 3, 4, 5, 4, and a 5 to see, of course, lower prices start to unfold for Bitcoin in confluence with as well the altcoins. Probably they might be affected as well with Bitcoin. Of course, not every time we're gonna get the same as usual. Like, the market will not give you always the same chance, where of course you might get like an alt season. We start to see a weakness, of course, on the altcoins, some invalidation of the bullish scenarios, and Bitcoin might, of course, bring the whole crypto market with it this time, of course. In confluence that also the Bitcoin dominance is finishing or finalizing here the last move towards the downside. So we're very close in the Bitcoin dominance here to hit the target, and the target is this blue box 0.618, 58%. And on the 1 hour chart, you can see that this is the last drop wave 5 here. Your wave 4 is there. Your wave 5 is unfolding as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. We're very, very close to finish it, of course. And when the Bitcoin dominance is going to move towards the upside again, the market is going to drop down actually for the altcoins and for Bitcoin, because Bitcoin also is in a very weak position right now. We're going to explain what this weak position is. So basically what we are looking at here on the daily as well. Let me go back to the daily. So on the daily for the bullish, in case we are bullish, this is the last chance here for Bitcoin, of course, in a bigger view, of course, on the daily to be in a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Your wave 5 can be here potentially a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 as ending diagonal. Of course, it can be a very deep drop first, and then, of course, having a wave 5 towards the upside to finish this ending diagonal there. But yeah, we are here expecting a drop for a wave 4 and a 5, especially that you are here in a zigzag form. So you can call these are zigzags, of course, and we don't have impulses. Therefore, very low possibility that you are an impulse. So what we can expect is, of course, a diagonal, of course, with a zigzag here. This drop might move around the 100k. For Bitcoin probably, but yeah, this is still, of course, very low possibility, guys, right now. Until that time, we're gonna estimate and test this area, of course, in case we see some strength. Therefore, we can call a wave 5. Currently, we don't see any kind of strength for continuation towards the upside. Now, for this bear market, we are looking, of course, for these targets, 67k, I would believe, for Bitcoin as a wave C, which is, of course, around the 0.5 fib level in a wave 2 on the linear chart, of course, which is a perfect target for a wave 2 here, actually, to move toward the upside. So basically, if we are in this scenario, currently you are still in a wave 1 here, that it is unfolding in potentially double 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, and then having potentially wave 2, then dropping down for a massive wave 3 in case we are going very bearish, of course, here for Bitcoin. Now, the last potential scenario here that you are in a wave 5 still unfolding potentially here as a diagonal. The diagonal here is a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Since the price is still, of course, in the range of this parallel taken from the highs here, and based on the lows, of course, this leg here did not, of course, broke this channel yet. And that means, of course, you still have a wave 4 shorter than wave 2. But if the price breaks this channel, which is very, very soon, and it can be very clearly soon taken, we're gonna see, of course, a wave 4 potentially longer than wave 2, which is an invalidation, of course, of this ending diagonal here, to be finishing, of course, a wave 5 in a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. So this scenario is getting very, very low possibility, knowing that, okay, we start to see something in green, but there is no really strong or strength to see here an impulse unfolding on the lower time frame. We're gonna see it, of course, on the 2 hours chart. For the last option here, which is also bearish, can be, of course, an A, B, and a C. The wave C here can be a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Still, of course, ranging inside this blue box, 125K maximum, meaning one more push or even 2 pushes, which is gonna keep you inside this blue box, and of course it's gonna keep you under this base channel, and staying in under the base channel is, of course, still very, very bearish, of course, for Bitcoin here. And don't forget that you are finishing here 3 waves at the end. Even if you end up, of course, in a diagonal, it's an ABC for this diagonal, which it might finish, of course, a wave B, and then moving toward the downside again. On the lower time frame, for the 2 hours chart here, we have, of course, the sum up for all the diagonals that we might have here. As you can see, the red diagonal here as a 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5 here is already eliminated. Yeah, so almost eliminated. We have already took the low somehow here, or barely touched the low. Actually, we didn't took it 100%, but it is like very, very tiny. Let me just remove this. Yes, there is a very tiny gap here that it might be still there, but yeah, this is very, very low possibility, guys. It's gonna be taken sooner or later. It's the 886 at the end. It's gonna be taken, and we're gonna move toward the downside. Moving toward the downside is breaking as well this yellow scenario again that we just mentioned today as a 1, 2, 3, 4. The wave 4 becomes, of course, longer than wave 2. Invalidation as well, very close, of course, to be taken. And if this happens, you have, of course, as well the invalidation of an impulse as well as a 1, 2, 3, 4. This wave 4 is not allowed to interfere with this zone 1 here with the yellow impulse. So if this happens, of course, most of the bullish scenarios are out. And of course, we might see a drop down for the testing area, which is the next scenario, which is, of course, your big ending diagonal, which is still, of course, a possibility, but to be tested. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. This wave 4, of course, it might test this area. If we see some strength, okay, therefore we might move for higher. But if we see continuation impulsively toward the downside, therefore directly the target is 67 and 74K for Bitcoin. So this is how we're gonna estimate this situation. Now, yeah, if we take this area, of course, 108K, 400, we're gonna move directly toward the 100K. If we break the 100K, we're gonna move directly to the 67K, 74K as well is potential for a wave C in a wave 2 for a bull run again for Bitcoin. Yep, so that was it for Bitcoin the Daily. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.